Hello everybody, and welcome to the election video, the 2019-2020 CdE presidential election video. We're your outgoing candidates. So I think we are really happy with last year. Our community really came together and we achieved some good stuff. It was a cooperation between all members of all stakeholders. We had the billiard table and the football fields. But now it's time for a switch, time for the next presidents to be elected.
Yeah, so this is a video that we've all been waiting for, and let's go meet the candidates.
Let's welcome our first candidates. James Kairos, President, and Tyson Teresa, Vice President. Welcome. So, how are you feeling for both of you?
Good.
I'm feeling very well.
How are you
Confident.
feeling with this election and changing people's lives?
Well, I'm
That's
excited.
exciting.
That's
Confident as well.
Stressful, but it's very exciting.
That's fantastic. So please tell me, why do you think you'll make a good president?
Well, I've been to a lot of different schools, and so has Tysa, and I've also been to a lot of different CdEs, and I've represented both my class and my year to the school.
Yeah.
And because of this, I can easily tell problems in the school, and I have a pretty decent understanding on how to solve them, and what works and what doesn't work. So I want to bring my knowledge and my experience from all my other schools to this school and try and improve it and make it the best I can in the year I have.
Fantastic. That's very, very nice. And please tell me, what is your ideology? What are you trying to strive for? Please tell me a few plans which you want to carry out in the school.
Well, basically, we have about 5 really ambitious plans for this year that we want to interpret into this school. The first one was something that really struck me when I came to the school 2 years ago from South Africa, was that this school doesn't have yearbooks.
Oh.
And that was shocking to me. I thought that we should totally have yearbooks. It's a wonderful thing to have. It's good for memories, to keep in contact with people as well. It's just a nice memento of your time in school. So I think, you might guess, I think we should implement yearbooks this year. Secondary wide, by the way, so the entire secondary would have yearbooks.
Very nice.
I actually already contacted printing companies, got estimated on prices and timing and how it should work.
All good. Very, very nicely set up. Anything else to add?
Another thing we want to do is we want to implement more school activities after school.
Oh, of
so we'd
course.
have a yearbook club to help us prepare with the yearbook, design it and all of that. And more sports activities, and that's something that we're also lacking in the school.
Yeah.
We can do that with the help of the school and the teachers, with volunteers, just because we want to make the school a lot
More fun. So we're gonna develop like a réseau of after school activities and clubs, both sports and academic, that will be hosted or taught by teachers for students who want to, and the whole secondary who just sign up. I think it would be a great opportunity for people to develop their interests, learn some new skills, and have fun with friends after school.
So Tysa, please tell me a bit more of this sports tournament about yours.
That's another idea we have. We want to, with the cooperation of school and teachers, we want to have sports tournaments with other schools, just to be able to interact with more students, and it'll get people to meet new students from other schools, and I feel like that's a really good opportunity for people here, which we don't have as of so far.
Another idea we have that I'm really proud of, and I think I really like, that we should really implement in the school, is called International Day.
Nice.
And I take it from my school that I was in before in South Africa. And it's a really, really cool system to celebrate the different ethnicities and cultures and nationalities that we have in this school. And this school, more important than all others, is because it's a European school. So I think it's really important to celebrate our different nationalities. So how it works is that we have a day once a year, and then we put up a bunch of stands, and each stand represents a country. And this stand will present food from that country, prepared by the people from that country, native people from the country. And we'll also organize cultural activities and fun that can teach you about the countries and how they run.
Very, very nice. Thank you very much, James.
Oh, you're welcome.
So anything you'd like to conclude with?
Yeah, so Tyson and I, we have this vision for the school, and it's really hard to put it into words, but something that I think we should really work on in the school is improving the school spirit. Because something I really missed when I came to this school was that this school didn't really feel like it was my school. I didn't really feel at home here. Didn't really, like, vibe with the school. So a way I think we could improve this, well, like de base, I think the yearbooks will do a lot to improve school spirit, which is another reason why we're using the yearbooks. But other ideas like putting up in art installations, putting up posters on the walls commemorating people for their like sports valor or their trip, say, to New York with the MUN. So I think celebrating that and celebrating the school in itself will improve school spirit and make school a better experience for everyone, students and teachers.
Indeed. Well, thank you very much and best of luck.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Same. Let's present the next two candidates. Mia Buck as president and Anna Villanova Dalbel as vice president. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
So, tell me, what do you think would be a good president?
So we've both been into CdE for quite a long time now, and we know how the system works. And
well, we want the students to know that we're really approachable and that students can just come to us if they have problems or want to tell us something about what they want to improve around the school.
Very, very nice. So please tell me about the new projects, new ideas you have for the school.
So our main idea is to have a sort of chilling area for students to be when they have a free period or a lunch break and they can't be inside of the buildings.
Yeah.
And they can't be in the cafe or in the library because it's too crowded. So we want to create a space with chairs and tables and ideally a roof as well for students to hang out.
Very nice. Yeah.
Another idea we had was to introduce water dispensers in the gym buildings.
Very nice idea.
And what we learned was that there's not a lot of fresh water that we can get around the school. I mean, mostly in the gym buildings. So water dispensers will get the students to bring their own water bottles instead of buying new ones every day in the cafeteria, which will improve less use of plastic.
Absolutely, indeed.
Then we also want to improve both cafeterias and we want to have a wider range of food that you can buy. So have more vegetarian and vegan options because we have a lot of students that are
vegan and vegetarian. So what's your ideology? How are you going to make the school a better place?
Well, first of all, we want to improve the social interest groups around the school.
Yeah.
So we want to give more importance to the different interests of everyone. So for example, we know that there's a lot of importance to the sports tournaments, but we also want to do that for example, languages with the school newspaper or with the arts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Then we also want to have a wider range of merchandise in school. So we're not only going to do hoodies, but also maybe sweatpants again, or even something completely different.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
So one of the events we want to keep going with is obviously the 1, 2, 3 discos with more themes, and just different advertising things. So another thing we want to keep going with is the color run that was done a couple of years ago. We thought it was a great idea and we had a lot of fun, so we just want to keep going with that. And the way we want to advertise with that is less posters, so make it a little more green and then use the big screens for that.
Absolutely.
So better use of the big screens.
And another project for the S4 and S5s, because they don't have a lot of projects, would be to have a sort of soirée for them. So we would rent a place and it's with the 4 European schools of Brussels. So we would work together with COSUP to find a place and yeah.
Nice.
So we want to give the students more liberty on back day, and we want to try and find a solution for the grass and where to do the back day. We also want to advertise more the fashion and the talent show, because we don't think that they get enough importance in the school.
And then again, also this year will be a year with the school fete again, so we want to bring more students to go there, and so we might want to have food trucks and live performances and just more stands to attract more students to go there.
Very, very nice. Anything else to conclude?
Well, just that we really love the school. I mean, we've been here for so many years and it's been an amazing experience, really.
And we'd love to help out the students more and support their ideas and what they want the school to look like.
Very hard, Maureen. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you. Good luck. Let's present our final candidates. Ilan Sospato as president and Magnus Sorensen Taylor as vice president. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Luca. We're very glad to be here.
Thank you. So please tell me, why do you think you'd be a good president?
Well, first of all, we've been here in the school for a very long time. We know how it works, and we also love this school. And there's things that we see that we really want to improve, but mainly we're just here to represent the students, and that's all we're here to do, to be a voice for the students.
Very nice.
Exactly. We look to represent the students in every single way. We really want to implement ideas that not only are brought about by us, but really brought about by the students as well. And we simply just want this to be a school for everyone involved.
Of course. So what are your beliefs, your ideology?
We just believe in equal representation for all and the central values of European culture in general. And we just believe that we're here to serve like everyone in the school, all the students, and implement ideas that benefit not just us, and not just certain students, but everyone in general.
Yeah, and that's simply, again, we believe in representation for all. We believe that it is our duty as, well, if elected school presidents, to really represent the entire school. They represent every single interest, represent every single idea, and really make the school a free place for everyone involved.
Okay. Please tell us about your upcoming projects, your new plans, your ideas, your new things you'd like to add to the school community.
Well, there's quite a list of things, as I hope you've seen on our posters, but to start, something that's important to us and very personal to us is a back day. We've been here in the school since kindergarten, both of us, and we've slowly seen the shrinking of back day into something that used to be something that covered the entire school, so just reduced to the football field. And we think that we can compromise with the administration, we can have a compromise that works for all students, just to make back day a bigger thing again. And overall, just to also we could increase the budget for this year's back day and make back day better again.
Yeah.
On other policies, we also would like to reintroduce pink cards for S4 to S7. It's something that's pretty standard in all European schools, having pink cards, usually for S6s and S7. But we think that individual liberty is very important, and pink cards is certainly something that is plausible that we can get to give individual liberties. Now, you might ask, what's the difference between a pink card and a green card? Well, it's pretty simple. With the green cards, you can only leave after a certain time if you come into school. So if you have a first period in the morning, and then for some reason you have 7 free periods, and then you have one in the afternoon, you just can't leave. So we'd like to reintroduce pink cards for that matter. And another thing which we think was an interesting idea is introducing a vending machine just for experimental purposes. And last year and the years before, I think, presidents have tried to introduce vending machines in mass on large scale, but we don't think that's the way that's going to work. We think that in compromising with the administration, we can have just one vending machine to start, just to experiment a little bit and see how it works. And if it works, we can increase the amount of vending machines in a school.
So another idea that we had to implement within the school and the other European schools is to have what we like to call an inter-European school sports league.
Nice.
And what exactly we want to do with this is we want to have various leagues dedicated to various sports. So we can have a separate league for football, separate league for hockey, for handball, every single sport that anyone could enjoy. And we want to do this for all European schools, EEB1, EEB2, EEB3 and EEB4. And we think that this will be a very good way to, first of all, bring a connection between the different schools and to create a very good sporting environment for everyone involved, basically. Another policy that we also have is a student-teacher feedback system, which we would like to implement. This will then be a document that the CdE makes available for the students, and they can then write down some constructive criticism for a specific teacher.
So another one of our policies would be to change the library, the S4 to S7 library.
Yeah.
In our school we have around 4,000 students and roughly 2,000 in the secondary cycle, and it just doesn't seem right that for that many students, there are 7 computers in the S4 to S7 library. And so for that reason, we have a concrete plan to make better use of the space in the library and double the number of computers in the library and even increase the number of tables to study at. Also, another policy that we'd like to maintain and also improve this year is maintaining transparency. Everyone has the right to know and should be interested in knowing what the CdE does. Anything we do, any spending, all of it should be traceable. And this year, if we get elected, we will do our very best to maintain transparency so that you're all well informed in and on the projects that we're doing. And one other important policy that we think would be beneficial for everyone, both students and teachers, would be to add benches in the plateau. Very often there's people who spend their 10 minutes waiting for the teacher and before going away. And they just take up space in the corridor and gets a bit crowded. And so our idea to solve this is to put benches inside the plateau, not just to so that people can wait in some way that's more comfortable than just standing up for 10 minutes, but also as a safety measure so people don't trip on each other. Very often it happens that people sit down and then they trip on each other, just teachers and students.
So then another policy that I think we've planned a lot on is to basically improve the hygiene around the school. I think last year the toilets were used as a good example of how the school sometimes has quite bad hygiene, and we want to fix this in a good way. So the way we want to do this is we want to basically create a team within the CdE that goes around and makes reports, very detailed reports, on the school's hygiene everywhere in every single building, along with the help of students if they notice anything out of the ordinary with the hygiene. And from here, we will then send these reports to the school.
And lastly, one last policy regarding events. We think it's better to have 4 events that are a one-in-a-lifetime experience instead of 20 events that maybe weren't worth the money or even the time. And as such, we'd like to improve and boost all current discos and spring balls, make them maybe a bit less often, but just improve the quality to make them a more enjoyable and a one-in-a-lifetime experience.
Then we have one more event that we think would be very fun to implement, and that is a EEB1 water fight.
So please tell me, anything else you'd like to add to conclude?
We hope it wasn't too boring, and when you vote, please think well. It's an important exercise of democracy. That's all we have to say. Thank you for watching.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's actually a pleasure.
Been an honor having you.
My name is Lasta Molnar.
Is this even on?
And every time there was a vote on the hoodies in the Instagram poll, I used Russian bots to kind of put up the percentage.
Who's editing?
And action.
Hello everybody. Welcome to the CdE elections for 2019-2020 school year. Here with our first candidates, Vasco Cairo and Tyson Trace from S6EN.
Recording. Take 2.
So
and action.
So what's your okay. Do that again.
Again. Take 4 and action.
So what's your ideology? How are you gonna change the school for Do that again. Okay, last one.
I'm
Okay.
going deaf. You shut it by you one more time. I beat you with the tripod. And
you
also,
all
you just
good.
have to conclude.
We're done.
You can actually like call them.
Elon! Come, don't run away. How'd you call this? A quick.
I'm gonna speak to someone's shirt or something.
Speak to a or something. You get me.
Right.
No, like around that zone. You get me. Like you get me. Like, that height.
Okay, how does it look now?
My dick?
No, the camera. No, after being CdE president.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so the final policy that we also want to implement is a fun.
Enjoy the orgy. That's what we want to implement. S6+.